Hello everyone, this is Mr. Mahmood here. This video is on Higher GCSE Maths revision. This could also help some of the foundation students who are trying to achieve a grade 5. Now this video focuses on topics from the number section of the Edexcel curriculum. Now if you are doing AQA or OCR GCSE Maths, it could help you as well. If you are interested in joining my weekly live online classes on YouTube, then all you have to do is go to my channel homepage and click the join button and choose the GCSE Maths option. It's $12.99 per month and there will be classes every week, term time only, on GCSE topics. So this will be suitable for anyone who is in Year 9, 10 or 11, and there will be separate classes for GCSE Maths Foundation and GCSE Maths Higher. Question number 1. The diagram shows the floor of a village hall, and of course the diagram is not accurately drawn, so do not attempt to measure it with a ruler and then find the area. The caretaker needs to polish the floor. 1 tin of polish normally costs £19. 1 tin of polish covers 12 meters square of floor. There is a discount of 30% of the cost of the polish. The caretaker has £130. And the actual question is asking is, has the caretaker got enough money to buy the polish for the floor? You must show all your working. Okay, so first of all, let's quickly identify the key numbers, or if there are any key words. So we know cost of polish is £19 and it covers 12 meters squares of the floor. There is a discount of 30% and the caretaker has £130. Okay. Now, because it covers 12 meter squares, we know it's to do with the area of this shape here. So we have a compound shape. Now, when you get a compound shape, we have to split it in 2 or 3 or 4 sections, whichever needed. So I will split this shape this way, and I will label the shapes A and B. So let's find the area of A first. Well, I'll write the unit so that it doesn't get confusing. 8 meters times by 9 meters, which is 72 meters squared. And area of B is going to be 6 times by the length. Now we don't have a length, so we need to find out what the length is. So we know this length is 16, and if you take away 9 from 16, that will give us this length here. So 16 take away 9, which is 7 meters. So the area of B is 7 meters times by this 6 here, 6 meters, which is 42 meters squared. So the total area is going to be 114 meters squared. Okay, so we found the total area now. So 1 tin covers 12 meters squared, so we have a total area of 114 meters squared. So all we have to do is divide 114 by 12. Now you can do, because it's a non-calculator paper, you can do bust-up method. So 114 divided by 12. 12 doesn't go into 1, doesn't go into 11, goes into 114 9 times, and that gives us 108. So there'll be a remainder of 6. Too small, put the decimal on. 12 goes into, well, we can put a 0 next to it. 6 now, 60. 12 goes into 65 times. So the answer is 9.5. 9.5.
9.5 comes to 9.5.
Sorry, that was my phone. Bixby. Thank you very much for your input. I'll switch off the internet. There you go. Thank you. Bixby trying to be very clever here. But anyway, Now we need 9.5 tins. Now if you go to the shop and ask the shopkeeper, can I have 9.5 tins? Of course the shopkeeper will say not possible because they won't sell anything out of tin, so you have to buy the full tin. So we need to round it up, because if you get 9.5, well 9 tins, then obviously it's going to be less than what we need, so there'll be a shortage. So we need to round it up to make sure we have enough. So we need 10 tins altogether. To find out the cost for now, 10 tins, so 10 times by 1 tin costs £19, times by 19, which is £190. Now we need to find out what the price is after the discount. We have a 30% discount, so let's find out 30% of 190. So 10% is divided by 10, so which is 19. So 30% is going to be 3 times 19, and that gives us an answer of £57. So we have to take away £57 from 190. So 190 take away 57, and that gives us an answer of £133. Okay. Now clearly we can see we are short by £3. So the caretaker does not have enough money. So does not have enough money, needs £133. Okay, this question is worth 5 marks. Let's go to question number 2. It's a multiplying decimal question. So we have to multiply 1.83 by 47. Now a good way to start off by is column multiplication. So multiply this by 100. So ignore the decimal, in other words. 183 times by 47. So we multiplied 1.83 by 100, and that gives us 183. And when you get rid of the decimal, it's easier to multiply. So 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 7 times 8 is 56. Add the 2 is 58. Carry the 5. 7 times 1 is 7. Add the 5 is 12. Go to the tens, put the 0 down. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 8 is 32. Add the 1 is 33. Carry the 3. 4 times 1 is 4. Add the 3 is 7. 1 add 0 is 1. 8 add 2 is 10. Put the 0 down. Carry the 1. 3 add 2 is 5. Add the 1 is 6. 7 add 1 is 8. Now we need to put the decimal back into the answers. We have 8,601. Now remember, we multiplied 1.83 by 100 to get rid of the decimal, so we just have to divide the answer by 100. That gives us 86.01. And this question is worth 3 marks. And where do we get the marks? 1 mark for this up to here, all these calculation here, and then 1 mark for having 8,601, and the final mark for putting the rest decimal in the right place. Question number 3 is an estimate. So estimate, when you get an estimate question, the first thing you should think of is how to round the numbers. Okay, so 4.98, so we round it to one significant figure. So 4.98 rounded to one significant figure is 5. Then adding 2.16 rounded to one significant figure is 2. And 7.35 rounded to one significant figure is 7. Now BIDMAS, before we do the square root. So times first. 5 add 7 times 2 is 14, so 5 add 14. So square root of 5 add 14, which is square root of 19. Now we've got square root of 19, which is not a square number, not a perfect square number, so we need to estimate that as well. Now when you have to estimate a number which is not a perfect square, then you have to think of a number that is less than 19 and is a square. So we have square root of 19 in the middle here. So square root of 16, square number above 19 is 25. So square root of 25. Now we know square root of 16 is 4 and square root of 25 is 5. Now we know for sure our answer lies between 4 and 5. Okay, so we need to decide whether it's 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8 or 4.9. Now 19 is just below halfway. Now it could be either 4.5 or less. So I would say, because it's just below, then I would say that is 4.4. Okay, so 4.4. Now in this question, if you get an answer a range between 4 and 4.5, you will get that final mark. Okay, so where do we get the marks from? So we get 1 mark for showing this calculation here. Then we get the second mark for showing square root of 19, and the final mark for the actual answer between 4 and 4.5. So 3 marks altogether. Question 4. Using the information that 170.2 divided by 4.6 is equal to 37. Now when you get a question like this, have a look at the numbers, what is changing. Now this number has changed and this number stays the same. So the number we're dividing by has changed by times 10. So we multiplied this number by 10. So we multiplied by 10. That means the number is getting bigger. So what we need to do is, but the number we're dividing by is still the same. So the answer is going to be 10 times bigger. So we have to times this by 10. 37 times 10, which is 370, and it's just 1 mark. Next one. 170.2 divided by 460. This time the number we're dividing by is getting bigger. Therefore we know the answer is going to be smaller. Now how much is it getting bigger by? 4.6. So 4.6 times by 100 gives us 460. Okay, so times by 100. So therefore the answer is going to get smaller. So doing the opposite, because the number we're dividing by is getting bigger. So we're going to divide 37 by 100 as well. By 100, that gives us 0.37. So our answer is 0.37. Next, 3.7 times by 4.6. Now this time we can see the numbers have been rearranged. So we got 37 at the front, times it by 4.6. Now we know our answer is going to involve these 4 digits, 1702. But we just need to decide where the decimal point is going to go. Now when you get a question like this, always good to do a estimate. 3.7 rounded to one significant figure is 4, and 4.6 rounded to one significant figure is 5. So that's going to give us 4 times 5, which is 20. Now our number that we're looking for is going to be around about 20. Now if you put the decimal after the 0, it is 170.2. That's going to be too big, so we cannot go for that. If you put between 7 and 0, that becomes 17.02. Now that's close. And if you put between 1 and 7, that'd be 1.7. Too low. So 17.02 is the closest, so we can say our answer is 17.02, and this is worth 1 mark as well. So 3 marks altogether for this type of question. Next, question 5, very wordy, and it's worth 4 marks. Shelley sells books. On Saturday she is going to give a free bookmark and a free dust cover. Very generous. With each book she sells. All the books are the same size. Shelley needs to buy the bookmarks and the dust covers. Bookmarks come in boxes. Each box contains 24 bookmarks, so let's underline that. Dust covers come in pack. Each pack contains 36 dust covers. Shelly wants to have enough bookmarks and dust covers for 250 books. So let's highlight this information there. She buys exactly the same number of bookmarks and dust covers. Okay, she buys exactly the same number. Work out the number of boxes of bookmarks and the number of packs of dust covers she buys. You must show all your working. Now, because she has to buy exactly the same number, that means the number of bookmarks and the dust covers has to be the same. Okay, so when you get a question like this, multiples rings a bell. Okay, so first of all, let's work out the multiples of 24. So, multiples of 24. Now, I wouldn't expect you to know the 24 times table, so the best way to do this is mental calculation, or you can just add the numbers as you go along. So 24, I probably know up to 5 maybe. 24, 48, 72, 76 is the next one, 120, 144, 168, 192, 216, 240. Now, at some point you will realize, like, okay, when do I stop? Okay, so what you can do is you can start off the multiples of 36 as well. Okay, and start listing the multiples of 36. And if you don't have a match, carry on until you find a match. So 36, 72, 108, 144, 180, 216, 252, 288. Okay, let's carry on with the 24s. 264, 288. Okay, we found a match, 288. Now we need to find out how many packs. So let's count out how many multiples we listed for 24. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we got 12 boxes of bookmarks. And then for the dust covers, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So 8 packs of dust covers. Now in this question, if you list up to 3 multiples of any of them, you get 1 mark. And if you list all of them, so you get 1 mark for this, 1 mark for this, and 1 mark for these 2 answers. So, well, 1 mark for this and 1 mark for this. So 4 marks altogether for this question. Question number 6. Express 180 as a product of its prime factors. This is a very popular question in Foundation as well as Higher. So start off with a factor tree first. So 180. Now if it's an even number, it's always easy to start off with 2 and then 2 times 90. Circle the prime number. I always say circle the prime number, so when you write your answer you don't get confused with the other numbers next to it. 2 times 45 is 90. 5 times 9 is 45, so I've circled the 5 is a prime number. If you're not sure about your prime number, make sure you learn them. Up to 50 is fine, I think. 3 times 3, and they're both prime numbers. 3 times 3 is 9. Now all I have to do is list them now. So 180 as a product of prime factors, 2 times, so I've got the numbers circled now, so I wouldn't be confused now. So with the other numbers, because I'm only looking for the numbers in the circle. 3 times 3 and then times by 5. Okay, and that's your answer. You can also write it as a power. So 2 lots of 2, so 2 squared, 2 lots of 3s, 3 squared, and 1 just 5, then times by 5. This question is worth 3 marks, and where do we get the mark? If you get up to 3 steps correct, you get 1 mark. If you've got the full tree diagram right, you got 1 mark, another mark. And the final mark is for writing as a product. And that's where you get all the marks. Martin thinks of two numbers. He says the highest common factor of my two numbers is 6. The lowest common multiple of my two numbers is a multiple of 15. Write down two possible numbers that Martin is thinking of. And it's worth 2 marks. Okay, so the two numbers you can possibly think of, the highest common factor of 6, which is going to be, we could possibly think of 6, and lowest common multiple of my two numbers is a multiple of 15. Now I cannot write 15 because 6 does not go into 15. Okay, so the next number we can think of, the multiple of 15, is 30. Now 6 goes into 30, so the two numbers we can think of is 6 and 30. Now this is not the only set of answers. We can also have 12 and 30 as well, and we can carry on. So we can have one set of answer only, so just go for 6 and 30, and this is where 2 marks, 1 mark for each correct answer. Question 7, find the value of cube root of 8 times 10 to the power 6, and it's worth 1 mark. Now when you get a question like this, it's always good to, well, know how we work it out. I can easily see it's 2 times 10 to the power 6 times a third of power, but I'll show you the working, how we get to the answer. So let's separate the cube root of 8 and then cube root of 10 to the power of 6. So cube root of 8 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And 10 to the power of 6, and a cube root as a power, we can write it as 1/3. Now 1/3 times by 6 is 2, because 3 goes into 6 twice. So we have 2 times 10 squared, and 2 times 10 squared is 2 times 100, which is 200. Now you don't need to show all this working, but I'm just showing you how you get to the answer. The answer is 200, and it's worth 1 mark for the correct answer only. Next one, find the value of 144 to the power of half times by 64 to the power minus a third. Now we know anything to the power of half can be written as a square root, so 144, square root of 144, times by, and because the negative power here, we can write it as 1 over, and the power of a third, like we've seen in the previous question, can be written as cube root of that number. Square root of 144 is 12, times by, now cube root of 64 is 4, because 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. So 1 over 4. I can simplify this. A quarter of 12, or 12 divided by 4, is 3. Okay, so our answer is 3. Now where do we get the marks from? So 1 mark for changing into this, 1 mark here, and the final mark for the correct answer, which is 3. Next one, solve 3 to the power 2x is equal to 1 over 81. Now when you get a question like this, we cannot do much with this section here on the left side, but we can change 81 into a power, and your aim is to change it into a power of 3 because we have a 3 here as a base. We can write 3 to the power of 2x is equal to 81 can be written as 3 to the power of 4. Now we can write 3 to the power of 2x is equal to, we can write it as a negative power if you get rid of the fraction, so 3 to the power minus 4. Let's carry on here. Now because with the base the same, so we can say 2x equals minus 4, so 2x is equal to minus 4, divide by 2 both sides, x equals minus 2. So our answer is minus 2. Where do we get the marks from? We get 1 mark for changing into 3 to the power 1 over 3 to the power 4. and 1 mark for the correct answer. Okay, so 1 mark here and 1 mark here. 2 marks. So this question has a total of 5 marks. And these are pretty popular questions in GCSE Maths higher exams. Next question A is pretty straightforward. When you divide, we take with the powers. So m to the power of 5 take away 3, which is m to the power of 2, or m squared. 1 mark for the correct answer. You don't need to show this working, but I'm just showing you how we get the answer. Next one, 5x to the power of 4 y cubed times by x squared y. So we add the powers. So 5 times 1, there's a minus 1 there, which is 5. X to the power of 4 times by x squared, so 4 add 2, and then y to the power of 3, and there's a 1 there, add 1. So if there's no power, nothing there, there's always a 1 there. So 5x to the power of 6, y to the power of 4. And this is where 2 marks, so 1 mark for each correct terms with the right powers. Okay, and it's altogether 3 marks for this question. So we're going to question 9 now. The shop has a sale: microwave ovens 1/3 off normal price, and combination ovens 40% off normal price. A microwave oven has a sale price of £90. Underline the important information. A combination oven has a sale price of £84. Which of these ovens has a greater normal price? Greater normal price. You must show all your working. What does it mean by greater normal price? The price it was before the discount. Okay, so 1/3 off. So we can say the sale price is 90. So the 2/3 is 90. So we need to find the previous price. 90 divided by 2/3. Okay, for the whole thing is going to be 90. So we found 2/3, but we need to find the price of the whole. So in that case, our working is going to be 90 times by, so we're going to keep flip change, because dividing by fractions, keep flip change. So keep the first number same, flip the second one, so that becomes 3/2. And that gives us an answer of 90 goes into 2 goes into 90, 45. Just simplifying the fractions. 3 times 45 is £135. Okay, that's the microwave oven. Combination ovens, 40% off. That means sale price is 84. So that means 60% is worth £84. So 1% is going to be 84 divided by 60. We're looking for the 100% price, which is going to be 100% is going to be 84 divided by 60 times by 100. Simplify it. Divide top and bottom by 10.
Paula was a pretty puppy peckish for some pepper pizza, but Peter.
What are you on about? I thought I switched you off. Sorry about this again. Distractions are not good. I should have left my mobile phone in a different room. Definitely switched off now. Yeah. I'm coming, 2 minutes.
I mean, bagel or bread?
Bagel.
Okay, you there.
Which one do you prefer? Bagel or bread? Don't mind bagel. I like bagel. Anyway, sorry about this, guys. Let's get back to it. So 84 over 60 times by 100. 2 divided by 2 is 5, divided by 2 is 3, and I can divide 84 by 3, so 3 goes into 84, so 3 goes into 8. I'm doing some mental calculation twice, and 3 goes into 24, 8, Now there might be other easier ways to do it, so you might have find an easier way calculation, do this calculation or simplifying it. I prefer to simplify first and then do the calculation. And I also like doing my mental calculation. So if I want to do 5 times 28, I'll do 5 times 30, 150. And then take away the 2 less, so that would be 140 pounds. So which of these ovens has the greater normal price? And I can see that the combination ovens have the greater normal price. So let's write down the final answer. Combination ovens. Okay. So that was this. Question number 10. We are multiplying fractions, mixed numbers. So when you multiply mixed numbers, change them into improper fraction first. So 5 times 1 is 5, add 1 is 6. If you forgot how to change mixed numbers into improper fractions, check out my fractions video. I'll put the link in the description. So 5 times 1 is 5, add 1 is 6. So it'll be 6 over 5 times by 3 times 2 is 6, add 1 is 7. 7 over 3. Let's multiply now. Now before I multiply this, I always like simplifying it, well, cancelling down. So 3 goes into 6 twice. That makes the numbers much smaller and easy to manage. So let's multiply now. Numerator times numerator, 7 times 2 is 14. And then we got 5 in the denominator. 14 over 5. So we've done the cancellation already, so we don't have to simplify anymore. All we have to do is change it into mixed number. So give your answer as a mixed number. It's giving you a hint there. So 5 goes into 14 twice, 4 remainder and 5 denominator. Okay, always write your answer in the answer section. Good practice. So the examiner knows where the answers are. So that was that. Next, subtracting fractions, mixed numbers again. 2 ways to do it. You can change them into improper fraction, or you can just take away the whole numbers and do it that way. I'll change it into improper fraction. 15 times 2 is 30, add 7 is 37 over 15. Take away 3 times 1 is 3, add 2 is 5, 5 over 3. We can see we can change it into change this fraction into a common denominator. Times by 5, times by 5. Equivalent fraction rule, you have to times both numerator and denominator by the same number. So this stays the same, 37 over 15, take away 25 over 15. And if you subtract 25 from 37, that gives us an answer of 12, so it gives us 12 over 15. We need to simplify it. It's got 3 marks on there. So yes, of course we need to simplify it. So divide by 3, top and bottom, 4 over 5. So final answer is 4 over 5. And the final question, number 11. In a shop, normal prices are reduced by 20% to give the sale price. The sale price of a TV is then reduced by 30%. So 20% first and 30%. Mary says 30 plus 20 is 50. So this means that the normal price of the TV set has been reduced by 50%. Is Mary right? You must give a reason for your answer. Okay, now you have to decide whether it's right or wrong. Now, by the looks of it, I can tell from the top of my head it is completely wrong. So I need to prove it. Give a reason. If you don't give a reason, you don't get any marks. Okay, don't just write no and that's the end of the story. No, it's not. Okay, so 20% discount. So we have 20% discount, which means the current price is going to be 80%. Okay, so 80% remaining. So you have the person, whoever's buying the TV set, has to pay 80% of the value of the TV. And 80% as a decimal is going to be 0.8. On a 30% discount, the value remaining, 100 take away 30, which is 70%, which is, as a decimal, 0.7. If you multiply 0.8 by 0.7, that gives us 0.56. 0.56 the value, so 1 take away 0.56, 1 is the whole price of the TV set, which is 0.44. Now 0.44 reduction is not same as a 50% reduction. Okay, so 0.44 is a percentage 44%. Therefore the answer is no. So this question has 2 marks. Like I said, always show how you got your answer or give a reason. There might be other ways of working this out as well. So you might give an example, you might choose a value of the TV, say you choose £100, and then you reduce it by 20% and 30% and see whether it matches up with 50% reduction of that price. And that's it for today. Now, like I said, if you want to join the membership, please do so, because I'll be doing revision for GCSE Maths Higher and GCSE Maths Foundation. It's suitable for every board, for Edexcel, OCR and AQA, and it will be running every week. So it'll be 2 sessions, 1 session for Higher, 1 session for Foundation, and you will get 8 sessions for only £12.99. So if you know anyone who can actually benefit from this, please do let them know, and also do not forget to subscribe. Take care everyone, until the next video. The next video is going to be on algebra, and also there will be a video on calculator version of this numbers section of the revision questions or exam past paper questions. Thank you very much everyone. Mr. Mahmood, helping you do better in maths.